comrades cried. Turning around abruptly, Blank rudely asked how much longer they were going to waste time here and then sent them off to train. Then night fell. The man was kneeling in the rain in front of the cemetery of his former comrades. His face was emotionless. Staring ahead with empty eyes, he thought of courage and honor, mentally noting that these were the words he repeated to himself when he lost his warriors, but it was all nonsense. Trembling and hanging his head, Blank thought that deep down he already knew that death leaves behind far from honor. Remembering the grief-stricken widow, he thought that after death only hell awaits. The warriors raised their weapons. Embracing his comrade, the knight exclaimed that he must definitely invite them to his wedding. The blonde watched the joy of his comrades. Behind him stood Lloyd with Xavier, who asked the master if his words were true, that they would never stop. The brown-haired man answered that they would stop someday, but before that, at least a few more such attacks awaited them. He pointed to his head when the blonde man said that each such attack could cause great damage to the estate, and so they should do something to stop them. The protagonist noted that his IQ had increased. He smirked smugly and asked to guess what he was doing now. Xavier opened his mouth and said that it was obvious that they would attack the monsters with as little effort as possible. When Lloyd asked him what the plan was, he replied that he was sure he had it in his head. The guy glanced back when Blank said that his warriors would help implement it. He asked him if they were going to return to the capital. The knight replied that he was thinking about writing a letter to the queen asking her to stay. He frowned and said that today he saw what a real victory was, and at the same time realized what an inept commander he had been. The man waved his hand. He knelt down on one knee. Bowing his head to the surprised guys, he asked to let him observe his wisdom for a little while longer. The knights behind him also knelt down. The brown-haired man opened his mouth, falling silent. The blonde looked up when he told him to try not to be too surprised and not to jump out of his pants with happiness. The protagonist smiled and noted that this would seem impossible even for the White Warriors, because this time they would be making a legend come true. After a while, all of them in the Frontier family found themselves at the same table.